Welcome back to Behind the Lines. We're going to talk about the March of Dimes 75th anniversary. With us right now we have Scott Wagner, and you are the Senior Community Director.
That's correct.
And then also with us we have Heather Shellenberger. You are a team member. You also were a former ambassador. And who do we have here?
So we have Tegan and Jaron.
Okay.
Yep.
And the 75th anniversary. Wow, I didn't realize it was that long. Tell us the history.
Well, the March of Dimes was actually founded in 1938 by Franklin Roosevelt. And most people today don't realize that our original mission was to cure polio. And when FDR started the foundation, he wanted to find a way to raise money in the middle of the Depression. So he asked Eddie Cantor, who was a radio performer, to make a mass appeal to the public on radio, and he went on the radio and asked people to send their spare dimes to the White House. Within about 3 weeks, 2,680,000 dimes were sent to the White House. They actually had to shut down the mailroom, and that was where the name March of Dimes was coined.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
And then by 1954, they were ready to test a vaccine, and with a huge group of school children called Polio Pioneers signed up for the trial, 1.8 million. And within a year later, the polio vaccine was found. And that's when we turned our mission, our focus, to birth defects and infant health, and to where we are today with trying to find ways to prevent and treat premature birth.
Okay, and Heather, they were born, what, 15 weeks early?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, what was your experience?
Our experience was we were excited about having twins, and everything was going well until all of a sudden I was in labor and they were coming. So yeah, they were born 15 weeks early. 25 weekers are just what they consider viable at that point. And so we had a 90-day NICU stay, which pretty much took them up to their due date. So while we were in the NICU, we got into a lot of conversations with the nurses, and you really get into a good friendship and relationship with them when you're in there all the time. Just kind of talking about, especially the nurses that have been there for a lot of years working in the NICU, just asking them, breakthroughs that they've seen for ones as tiny as they were. And a lot of them talked to us about this surfactant therapy. And then it wasn't until a year later when a friend of mine that started the team that I'm on for March for Babies got in touch with me to ask if I wanted to join, and then talked about the March of Dimes, and she asked me if I knew about the surfactant therapy, and I said yes, because we heard a lot about it in the NICU, and she said, well, that's actually something that the March of Dimes had funded to research. And so what that surfactant therapy is they got it within the first few hours that they were born. It's something that your mature lungs would already be making, but that premature, your lungs aren't making that surfactant. So they found a way to be able to make it to put it in through their vents. So they got it in through their ventilator, and it just helps the lungs from sticking and just helps them to breathe easier. So it was just super exciting when I heard something like that even hearing it from the mouths of the nurses and the doctors saying this has been a huge breakthrough for preemies like that, and then hearing then like we're going to help out with the March of Dimes, who has done helped make this breakthrough happen. Wow. So we were excited to be a part of that and to see what we can do to help with the next breakthrough.
And they look so happy
yes,
and healthy, and that's
they are
just
healthy.
Wonderful. Scott, isn't this just wonderful?
It's really amazing to see families like this, and Heather's family, their family has rallied around them so great that that's really an important support to have when a family is going through this, because it's a very traumatic experience.
Right. Now you're going to be doing a wonderful event to help raise more money to help.
We have our March for Babies event, which takes place in April, on April 28th. We're doing something very special to celebrate our anniversary this year. We've moved the event to Dutch Wonderland. The event will start at 9 o'clock. People can register at 7:30. And what we're asking people to do is raise a minimum of $35, and any walker over 10, walkers under 10, they don't have any fundraising requirement. But then we will have the event in the park. The park will be open for business, and our walkers will actually get to stay and enjoy the park for the rest of the day. And so it's really a fun way to celebrate all the hard work that our volunteers do throughout the year to make this a successful event.
Yeah. And how much have you raised in the past from this event?
Last year we raised $240,000, so we're hoping that we can exceed that in a big way this year.
Now, we're going to put your website up on the screen. What are we going to find there, Scott?
What you'll find is our marchforbabies.org's site, and that is where people can actually sign up for the event, form a team online, and actually raise money online. So it's very easy to mobilize quickly, and there you'll find helpful information on how to use the site, how to use your social media sites to help your fundraising, and it also links to our marchofdimes.com site, which can tell you everything that you want to know about the March of Dimes and the resources that we have for families that are having a baby, planning to have a baby, or caring for a young infant.
Now, Heather, when you were an ambassador and with your team last year, you raised what?
We raised, it was 14.
It was just about $14,000.
Just about
Yeah.
$14,000.
Yeah.
Wow. Who all was involved in that?
You know, a lot. Well, like Scott said, I can't say enough about our family members. They're super supportive in everything that we do. So they've really come alongside of us through this whole thing and are now March of Dimes supporters as well. So they're awesome teammates to have. And just a lot of friends that have also, you know, just joined us in the walk. But like Scott was saying, for the March for Babies website, it's an awesome tool to use, just to be able to set up your own personal page, and then you can set your goal there, and then you can just send out your link by email, or if you're using your social media, Facebook or whatever, you can just put your link up there where people can just, you know, it's only a couple clicks away where they can donate, they can get their receipt right then and there, they can print it out. So it's really pretty easy way to raise the money. And I'm always amazed at when you just put it out there to people, how many people actually do give.
All right, well, we're putting it out. Thank you both for being here today. The March of Dimes and the walk is on Sunday morning, April 28th.
That's
Registration 7:30, 9 o'clock at Dutch Wonderland. A fun day, too. Thank you. When we come back, we're going to talk about MS. Stay with us.